Hi, I'm Sue, the Holistic Growth Coach, and I help holistic, complementary, and wellbeing practitioners build calmer, clearer, and more sustainable businesses. If you are a holistic or complementary therapist, I know that you will have come into this work because you genuinely care about helping people. Now, that caring nature that got you into being a therapist in the first place makes you very good at your work, and it can also make it very easy for you to give too much. This looks like squeezing somebody into your diary when you are tired and you really need a break, or you've planned other things. You might spend far longer with a client than they've paid for. You might answer messages during your evenings or days off when you've promised yourself you wouldn't be answering messages, or perhaps you keep your prices lower than they need to be or lower than they should be because you're worried that people will not be able to afford for your services. Individually, these things can seem quite small, but over time, when they happen repeatedly, what can happen is you end up feeling really tired, resentful, or overwhelmed by the very business that you were very excited to start at one point. So today I just wanted to give you a few tips about how to create a more sustainable business and one that takes care of you as well as taking care of your clients. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is your boundaries. So good boundaries don't make you look uncaring or inflexible, but they do help you to continue doing really good work without becoming exhausted. And they're so important in this work. So that means deciding the times when you will and won't respond to messages. It means that you're going to leave proper gaps between appointments and having a proper lunch break. Having a clear cancellation policy that you follow through with, or simply saying no when someone asks for an appointment at a time that doesn't work for you. You don't have to change anything at once, but just start by noticing situations where you regularly feel pressured, uncomfortable, or resentful, because that's a real sign of when your boundaries are being broken or when boundaries are needed. The second area to look at might be your pricing. So quite often therapists will look at what other therapists in the area are charging or an amount that they think that their clients can afford. But what you need to do is look at all your costs and what you need to cover, because everybody's circumstances are different. Somebody might be working from home, so they've got low overheads, but you might have to pay rent in your clinic. Your price needs to reflect more than the hour the client spends with you. And you know that will cover things like preparation, laundry, tidying, admin time, rent, the time between your clients that you need to recover and reset. If your prices only work when your diary is completely full and you're working at maximum capacity, that's not a sustainable business. The third thing to look at is complexity. So sometimes we make our businesses harder than they need to be by trying to cover too many bases at once. So that might look like having several different ways for people to book with us, different booking systems, trying to post on all the social media platforms, and putting in systems that are a bit complicated. So there may be things that you can automate or to make easier for you to simplify it. That will give you back time, and it will give you back some mental space as well, which is very important for our well-being. Making things simpler doesn't mean being less professional. In many cases, it makes it easier for you, but also for your clients to understand what you offer and how to work with you. If you keep breaking your boundaries, people will sometimes push that, and they know that you will if they ask you. So it's about having these things in place. So one question I'd like you to ask yourself is, where am I regularly giving more than feels comfortable or sustainable to me? Choose one small thing you could change. So that might look like finishing your appointment on time. If it's an hour appointment, make it an hour. Protecting your lunch break, making sure you get a lunch break. Maybe looking at your pricing structure, or deciding you don't need to market in all the places. You don't need to be on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the places. Just pick one. Your business should support your balance and your life, and it shouldn't depend on you constantly sacrificing your time, your health, and your energy. If your business feels heavier than it should, you're very welcome to contact me for a 30-minute free chat so I can help you work out what needs to change. Sometimes it helps to have somebody to bounce your ideas off of. You're very welcome to get in touch. I'll leave the link below.